Hi everyone, it's Vesper. Today's video is a submission for the March 2016 Carnival of Aces. For those of you who don't know, the Carnival of Aces is a blogging carnival, and a blogging carnival is when the host of the carnival suggests a theme, and then other bloggers, vloggers, artists, whoever, submit their works based on that theme. So the Carnival of Aces is an asexual themed blogging carnival, and this month's theme is gender norms and sexuality. If you're interested in learning more about the Carnival of Aces or seeing what other people have submitted, check out the links in the description. A lot of people feel like there is a connection between one's gender and one's sexuality, be it in the form of gender roles, gender norms, stereotypes, even sexual attraction itself or the lack thereof in terms of who you're sexually attracted to. However, having said that, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't understand that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand it insofar as I can, and I certainly respect that many people feel that way, but for me, there is absolutely no connection between my gender norms, or my sexuality. Being that for me, there are no internal connections between my gender norms, and my sexuality, it can be really complicated for me when I hear others speak about the connections between theirs. Why? Because the only connections that exist between those things for me are external ones, coercive ones. Society as a whole assumes that there are connections between what they perceive to be my gender and what they assume to be my sexuality. And as much as I vehemently, really disagree with them, we all know how impossible it is to escape society's bullshit. As someone who is maverick, in other words, non-binary, my gender is always and will always be assumed incorrectly. There are very few, if any, gender norms, gender stereotypes, gender roles for non-binary people, and there are literally zero for mavericks. So I guess that's why I feel like there's literally nothing there related to my gender to even connect to my sexuality. However, having said that, there are 1,000,001 gender norms, gender stereotypes, gender roles for females. And seeing as how society assumes me to be female, I have the pleasure to be treated to those 1,000,001 forms of bullshit. And each and every time that I deal with that bullshit, what I'm really dealing with is being misgendered. I'm dealing with my actual gender being erased, with being misgendered, on top of everything else that might be connected to the actual gender norms themselves. Whenever I hear my fellow aces, for example, talk about their own gender norms and how that connects to their asexuality, literally the only point of reference that I have in which to personally relate to what they're saying is to reference times that I have been misgendered. Even when non-binary aces talk about gender norms and the connection that may exist between that and their asexuality, more often than not, they do so by referring back to the gender that they were assigned at birth, not their actual gender identity. And yeah, no, I don't want to do that because for me personally, that is no better than misgendering myself or referencing times where other people have misgendered me. As someone who is asexual, my sexuality is and always will be assumed incorrectly. If someone does try to infer my sexuality based on my self-expression, not gender expression, self-expression, there's literally zero chance that they're gonna get it right because A, they don't even know my gender or sexuality fucking exist. B, there's no connection between those two things. They might think me a lesbian based on how I dress. They might think my long hair appropriate based on my gender. They might think me kinky or rebellious based on my piercings and my tattoos. They might think me good in bed based on my physical features and my ethnicity. It will never occur to them that not only am I not a lesbian, I'm also not straight. It will never occur to them that my hair is long only because I can't cut it right now. It will never occur to them that my piercings and tattoos are only for myself, that there is no gendered or sexual subtext to me having them. It will never occur to them that someone of my physical features and ethnicity could literally be sexually attracted to no one. While there is perhaps a little overlap that makes my asexuality and lack of a sex drive relevant in terms of making bottom dysphoria not much of a thing for me, while at the same time making chest dysphoria more complicated, I see that as having more to do with anatomy and physical sex and not so much, if anything, to do with my gender, even though people conflate sex and gender all the time. At the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, there really is no connection between gender norms and my asexuality, because there literally are no gender norms, gender roles, gender anything applicable to my gender to even apply or connect to my asexuality. However, thanks to society, connections are constantly being made for me without my consent. And those connections are so convoluted, coercive, and undermining of my actual gender identity and sexuality that sometimes disassociation, honestly, is what gets me through the day. If you've sat through this entire video, thank you so much for watching and listening to my ramblings. I will be posting a text version on my Tumblr soon after posting this video probably, and I will try to caption this video as soon as possible too. So if you'd like to have the text on reference or whatever, or you just like to send it to someone else, feel free to check out the links in the description of this video. And again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.